7 or go to mhcmoving.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Calling all caffeinated Husker fans. Looking to boost your energy and focus? Caffeine alone won't do the trick. Enter Cranium Energy Drinks based out of Fremont, Nebraska, founded by lifelong Husker fans. Cranium is more than just caffeine. Every can has highly dosed nootropics that help boost mental clarity, paired with 150 milligrams of natural caffeine to provide smooth, long-lasting energy as well as enhanced focus. Find it at Hy-Vee Health Markets in Nebraska and Council Bluffs, as well as select gas stations and supplement stores. Or purchase online at drinkcranium.com, spelled with a Y after the I. Enter code EARLYBREAK for 10% off your order.
Football game days are fun for the whole family, but not every child is ready for 4 quarters in the stadium. That's why the Lincoln Children's Museum offers game day play dates for kids ages 5 to 12. While you enjoy the game, your kids enjoy their own adventure at the museum, conveniently located just steps from the stadium. Registration required. And the fun isn't just on game days. The museum is open 6 days a week with 3 floors of hands-on play and activities. Out-of-town families, make the most of your weekend in Lincoln. Visit LincolnChildren'sMuseum.org. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in season? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in. Raff's Good Take on Sports. We got the man of the hour, Chris Raff, joining in. No Royals. We are live on the brick and mortar. 402-464-5685. Starting him in text line. Raff, how's it going on a Tuesday night?
Going pretty good. Not too bad of a day. Had to go down to Birmingham today. I drove through the UAB campus, University of Alabama, Birmingham Blazers. So that was my first time ever being on campus there. It looks like their indoor practice football facility is actually just a, what do I say? It's just the cover. There's no sides. It's like a pavilion.
Okay, yeah, like a what do you call it? The makeshift garages.
Yeah.
Where you got just the poles up and it's all bare on the outside, but you got a roof over the top.
Yep, exactly. So that was interesting to see that. But I guess with the weather in Alabama, you probably don't. I mean, occasionally it gets super chilly and a little bit of snow, but they must have figured that they were good with what they had. And then before we talk Nebraska football, the WNBA, what is Harrison's take on the WNBA?
They're bad at marketing themselves. Was there a big story that I missed?
Yeah,
I know Caitlin Clark stuff going on that I saw, and I don't know what they're doing sometimes.
Nafisha Collier from the Minnesota Lynx had a press conference and basically just took the leadership to task. And it's just like, if I'm Caitlin Clark, I know this sounds crazy, but a long time ago, the NFL had a little competition. It was called the AFL.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Caitlin Clark and making the money that she's making outside of the WNBA and what she does not make, would you not be tempted to put together a couple ownership groups and make a league to compete against the WNBA? Because it just seems like to me, the WNBA, I don't see any positive of it. It feels like they're just always shooting themselves in the foot constantly. And it's just like, I look at it like this. It's like, Caitlin Clark, and if Caitlin Clark and like Angel Reese could come together and be like, hey, let's do this. I mean, they're looking at generational wealth if they did something like that, because it just seems like the WNBA, I don't know, it just feels like they're stuck in the mud. I don't see any positivity coming from that league.
No, well, we'll just give the full context. So this is the interview that went viral. So again, Collier was asked, how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and Paige Beckers, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little in their first 4 years. So that's the question. And the answer is just where it's just a bad response. Collier's response: Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. Which just isn't true, because she was making a ton of money at State Farm in Iowa, and she could have did the Big 3 league, and they would have given her more money. She would have did that instead of the WNBA, and she chose to do the WNBA. I just don't know what they're doing sometimes. My whole thing is, who cares who's bringing people in the door? Raff, if people are watching this show because they want to hear you and not me, I don't care. I'm doing better as a result of you. Even if I'm better at my job than I think you are, I'm still getting rewards off the people you're bringing in the door to see me. Even if it's not to see me, guess what? That's what they're getting. Yeah. So I don't get it. I really don't know what the hell their problem is with. It's like self-inflicted division. I don't know what they're trying to do.
Well, the thing about it is the proof is in the pudding. With Caitlin Clark, she is the draw. Look when she's injured. Look when she plays. Look at the attendance she brings, visiting teams. And then if you have a commissioner saying that if it wasn't for us, then Caitlin Clark wouldn't. See, that's where if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm like, okay, all right, WNBA, if you think that you're providing that, let me go start a competitive league, or let me, find some, because I guarantee you Caitlin Clark's probably got some brokers out there that she could go speak to, where I think they would be tempted, because wherever Caitlin Clark's at, that's where you're going to find your attendance and your sellouts at. I just being honest, I think there's talented players out there, but nobody captivates like Caitlin Clark does. And that's being an Iowa player. This is a Nebraska person, but watching her play it's something else. And it's just, and I don't know, it's weird. And the WNBA, I think they've done a terrible job of, like, she's that person. Like, I know other players dislike her, but she's that person that's going to lift the salaries. It's like Magic Johnson and Larry Bird back in the early 80s. Not everyone liked them, but everyone knew that those two players were going to carry the NBA and make it to what it is today. And I think that Caitlin Clark could be that for the WNBA, but I think too many people
already is the thing. That's what's crazy, is she has been. They've gotten upgraded flights, way less driving. They get better. Like, they have had a big offer to make the minimum salary over $200,000. Before it was like 70. I think I might still be highballing it.
Yeah.
And they denied it. They thought that was still too little. And and they want that revenue share that's similar to the NBA. And and I don't know what to tell them sometimes, because the deal they were offered is similar to what the MLS had in terms of their revenue sharing. And the MLS, similar to the WNBA, understands they're more of a niche than the main scene. So to make the league work, they can't have that same split that the NBA has. And what they were offered was actually more than what I said MLB, MLS, Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
Them being a niche sport, and what they were being offered was even better than what the MLS players were being offered. So at some point, if I get offered that the minimum deal is going to be over $200,000, is that the end all be all of what you want it to be? Maybe not, but that's a hell of a first step. And when they shut that down is what made me most concerned with WNBA. I was like, I don't know what you want out of this anymore, because I don't think they're ever going to give you anything higher than that. And now, especially if you push Caitlin Clark out, because there's people in her circle that say, just move on. She definitely has people in her camp that are probably thinking that. She had that offer with the big three, and she's doing everything she can to, what feels like, not to be divisive and just keep her mouth shut. But somehow she always gets thrown into it, as we just saw with that response. Like, I don't know what to do. I want the WNBA to succeed, but they need to stop shooting themselves in the foot. It kind of feels like I'm watching Nebraska football in the Frost era.
And two is, just because they're the WNBA, that is not meaning that they are the NBA. I mean, it's a team it is a sport that loses a lot of money. I mean, honestly, the owners lose a lot of money. It's a lot of the NBA owners, a lot of people like that. They kind of funnel the NBA funds over to that. So the way to make more money is you've got to start producing it. And I think sometimes they get lost. I think it's so much. It's like the fact that, well, we're the WNBA, so we deserve exactly what the NBA players get. And it's not that. And it's something you've got to earn up to it. And I just feel like they do a horrible job. I think they expect it, and they need to earn it, but they just expect it. And I just don't think that's right.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find the exact numbers on the CBA. Yeah. So here it is. This is what they denied, which is just crazy. The WNBA's latest offer to its players, while dramatically increasing salary cap and maximum base salaries, it would quadruple to at least $1 million from their current $249,000. And I thought it was going to be the exact number. Apologies there, but basically, essentially, all I'm saying is the WNBA, they had an offer to essentially quadruple what they were getting in terms of the minimum and the maximum, quadruple it, and that wasn't good enough. And again, I'm not saying they need to take that, shut up, and smile and forever be happy with it. No. But I'm saying it is a step in the right direction, especially when you stop comparing yourselves to the NBA and start comparing yourselves to other niche sports, because that's really where you are. You aren't with the NBA, and that's fine. And that's always where I think the disillusionment comes from. And it doesn't mean you'll never be the NBA. It just means right now you're more of a niche, and you need to maybe do a little bit what the MLS does, because it makes sense they're not making money. Most of these professional sports leagues, they don't make money until quite sometimes decades in. And that's where the WNBA is. But they were finally in a spot to make money. They wanted more money. They got offered more money, and they said no. So I don't know what they could offer them that isn't going to make these guys bleed dry. They were close to getting to that profit, and it feels like they just kind of kicked it down the road.
Well, then also too is the player that you want to hitch your buggy to is Caitlin Clark, because I think she's the one that's going to bring the salaries up, and instead they're putting their version of hard love on her, and it makes no sense to me. It's like, do these ladies realize that she is the golden goose? This can be your future. This can be a lot of money, but if she's injured all the time, or if you're trying to keep her, it makes no sense to me. It's why you're not, I guess being more, I guess we're like complimentary basketball instead of, it just seems like there's so much Caitlin Clark hate, but she's that one person that for them that they want more money. It's like she is the golden goose.
Yeah, it's infuriating to me as someone who didn't always give women's basketball the respect it deserves. The older I got, I start watching like the Don Staley's in South Carolina, and I'm like, okay, you start to see it. And then it's like, now that I'm fully behind it and I want to see it succeed, I'm looking at the inner workings of how they're doing it. And I'm like, no wonder, when I was growing up, this thing was still kind of struggling to take off on the ground. You guys just do something where I can't even describe what they're trying to do. But all I know is they have to get along. And
because they got the names. That's the sad thing about it is when they're leaving college, a lot of them are leaving Final Fours. You got like the Paige Beckers and Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark. You have these named players that come out every year, and it just seems like you said, the WNBA just does a horrible job of marketing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and back to comparing it to the NBA, it's when you have someone like Caitlin Clark, and I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is as good as LeBron, so just put that out there first. But when LeBron first got drafted, this high school kid. Listen to this Cavaliers players talk about LeBron. This guy thinking he's good enough to come. And again, these are all paraphrasing. These aren't exact quotes, but they were talking mad smack that this guy, LeBron James, it's almost a slap in the face that they think this guy can go out and compete and be that guy in the league. Pretty early on, like a month into the season, they were like, we love LeBron. He's the greatest. Because guess what? He was making the NBA a way bigger product. The Cavaliers games, they were packed, selling out. If you were a Cav player, even if you weren't LeBron, you were getting love that you've never seen before. And that's kind of what's happening in the WNBA. If you're not Caitlin Clark, you're still getting way more love than what you've probably ever seen before. And there's nothing wrong with embracing the person who's bringing that light onto you. And that's just always where I get thrown off by it. For someone in Caitlin Clark who seems to be very silent on every issue, it's really absurd to see her name constantly kind of get thrown in the mix the way it is, and it's more negative than positive, it feels like. And that's where, again, I'll get off my rant here, but it doesn't make sense. And maybe that's why I'm ranting the way I am.
Yeah. But then at the end of the day, she's the one making 16 million. So I guess I'd be a little quiet too. It's like,
yeah, that's a good point.
But it's just crazy to me to think that they haven't. I don't know. It just feels like every year it's like the league versus Caitlin Clark. Like the dislike in that league for her is, and it's just like you're sitting there like, this is your chance. This is your person. This is that person that can bring more eyes to the league, more, and it's just crazy to me. And like I said, I'm a Nebraska fan. If anybody would want an Iowa failure, it would be me. But I also recognize, what kind of, generational talent she has been. And it's just like, it's just so crazy. It's just like so much hate for her. And it's like, it's your own fault. Why you're not getting paid is, I don't, it's frustrating. It's weird. Yeah, but the more I think about it, if I'm Caitlin Clark, man, I would be getting a hold of people and be like, let's make a competitive league. Let's go up against the WNBA. It'd be interesting to see what could happen.
Yeah, and there'd be people that get behind her too. And that's the scary part if you're the WNBA. Now, I don't think Caitlin Clark will do that, but again, it's like the fact that we're even having this conversation says it has not gone well in terms of using her following, her followership as a tool to market the NBA. Yeah. And it's just been it's been insane to watch. When they put, and I hate doing this too because it makes me sound like such a hateful person, but when they put Angel Reese on the 2K cover as well, not that big of a deal, but it's just like small stuff like that where it's like, okay, maybe because Angel Reese is having a good season, but if you're going for a young player, maybe you'd go Clark, Beckers, plenty of other players. And if you're going for the best player, you'd put on like Asia Wilson, you'd put on somebody who's having a great season. Even Jeffrey Calhoun, one of the interns, big WNBA fan, watches more WNBA than NBA. He's like, what is going on here? Like, why is Angel Reese on the cover? He wasn't a 2K guy, but again, it's just like, what are you marketing here if you're the WNBA? nobody has any issues with Angel Reese, but her being on the cover is like you're just kind of forcing it at that point. Not that she doesn't have a followership. There's a lot of other players that have massive followerships.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's kind of like a nitpick thing, but you add up enough of those nitpick things, and that's how you get to where you are now, where I don't think anybody has a good feel on the direction the WNBA wants to go for. The players union feels like they're kind of split, and it feels like they don't agree with the CBA. It's just not good. It's not anywhere near where you'd want it to be, considering all the great things they've had land in their lap.
Yeah. Well, I look at it, with like the pro volleyball leagues. Like you have what, I don't even know how many different pro volleyball leagues you have in the United States. Is it 2 of them now, or I don't even know if there's more out there.
Volleyball, and then League One and pro volleyball combined. So that's 2. And then I think there's like a third one just in Nebraska alone that Reyes was talking about. I'm blanking on the third, but yeah, there's like 3 in Nebraska alone.
And it seems like, they're doing fairly well, and they're paying their players, decent, to where they're getting them, convinced them not to go overseas. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, maybe a competitive league for the WNBA, maybe to press the situation a little bit might be good, for women's basketball.
I mean, the ABA was good for the NBA. Didn't know it at the time, but I mean, it forever shaped the NBA into what we love so much now. I mean, the 3-point line didn't exist until the ABA came into play. Now, I'm not saying Caitlin Clark's going to have a 4-point line if she does start her own league, although that'd be up her alley if she wanted to do that. But yeah, it might be worth the thought. It's just, again, the fact that we're having this conversation is just not great for the WNBA. Like how you let it
not at all.
to the point where there's that much division when you all are making more money than you used to and you're getting better deals than you ever had before.
Yep.
No one's saying that you got to sit there and take that money and never ask for more again, but it'd be a good start.
Yeah, it's like that. That's the thing. Expect it right off the bat. I mean, look at the NFL. I mean, look 30, 40 years ago and what they were making then. I know people are saying a different time, different thing, but if you match the money that they were making, 35, 40 years ago to what they're making today, it's still not even fair. You took like, I don't know, like average salary or high paid salary, back then for a player was, $500,000, $600,000, and take that 500, 600,000, what that would be in today's money, it'd still be less than what the top players are making now.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take your burns and sacrifices, but when, you're getting paid more, it's hard for me to think of it as like a brutal sacrifice. So that's all I got. I hate talking about the WNBA because I always feel like I sound really bitter and sound like a person who just doesn't support women's sports. I do, but the way they're going about it is what infuriates me.
Well, I just think they spend so much time complaining and not enough time, seeing what good they could be and how great a league it could be. But they spend so much time bickering that they're going to miss out. I think they're going to miss the boat is what's going to happen. That's why my idea is like, we need a new league, new leadership, and I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me, just the fact that it's like, you've got to build your roots, and you've got to build. You just can't come in and expect it and be like, well, we're the WNBA. It sounds like the NBA. We should get, that's not the way things work. And it's just crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, again, like going back to the links, like, right. It'd be like if someone, boy, I don't even know if you got Raff's roadies talking to me about you. And I'm like, well, you're only Raff's roadies because you had a show on the ticket. Be grateful that we allowed you even on here, Raff. Otherwise you would be nothing without us. Like that's not a good tone to have. Yeah, that's who you're representing. Why would I ever talk about you that way, Chris Raff? Because
I don't know. I'm a great guy.
Exactly. And we make money together. That is what they're trying to do, but that making money together doesn't always click. So, I guess maybe disparaging people works out. Maybe there's a long-term game, but I don't think that's a great way to go about it. You got anything to cheer me up before we go to break here? I feel like I got a little too bitter.
Is the WNBA season almost over? I assume, because since Caitlin Clark hasn't played, I haven't really paid much attention to it.
Well, there you have it. Regular casuals. No, I'm just kidding. It is going on right now. You do got game 5. Fever are still in the mix, 44-44, second quarter. series is tied 2-2. They're facing the Aces.
Oh,
yeah. So we're
very
getting down
nice.
to the playoff stretch here, and Fever are still in the mix. But to your point, and again, I don't mean this in a joking way. Like, it's like Michael Jordan or LeBron. I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is as good as those guys, but what I am saying is that the attention she's bringing is of that.
Yep,
When you lose that person, it's tough.
Well, you've had other great players that have came into the WNBA,
of course,
but you've never had one that kept that attention as much as she has. I mean,
Yeah.
I think back like what Shamikwa Holtzclaw and Cheryl Swoops. I mean, Cheryl Swoops was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
and she had her time, but nothing captivated the public like Caitlin Clark did. I mean, it's you can look at the proof, you can look at the TV viewership, you can look at the attendance where she plays at. I mean, she's one of those people that she moves the needle, and it's like if I'm the WNBA, I'm doing everything I can to market her, everything I can to keep her healthy. I mean, play hard within the lines, but if you're trying to intentionally hurt her or trying to do anything like that, you're crazy.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I mean, because even like the college basketball March Madness championship, Iowa wasn't even in it. It was Don Staley, South Carolina, and I think Kim Mulkey, LSU.
Yep.
That did more numbers than the men's championship when that was a few years ago back. So you have Caitlin Clark, who you can call her the Golden Goose, which the numbers would say she is. But then you also have just other like focus on women's sports. You have those two things going on at the same time. How are you dropping this? People are wanting to watch, and you are telling people in ways that like I can't explain it. I can't they're disparaging their own at times.
Who was the girl? She was like friends with Kobe Bryant. I think she went to Oregon, maybe, or
gosh. Yes, I know who you're talking about. I'm blanking on the name.
Ian. Oh, text line, help me. Ian Isku or something like that.
Yeah, we're getting close.
But like that would have been one I would have marketed, the heck out of her just with that connection to Kobe. I mean, I don't. That's like the easy stuff, and it's just like I said, Ionescu, I think is her last name.
Yes,
but it's like I haven't heard a peep. I'm sure she's done well, maybe, but I guess that's one of those players that she had so much, coming out of college fire behind her, and it just felt like she got the WNBA, and you just kind of I couldn't tell you who she plays for or anything like that.
Yeah, and that's where, again, the WNBA, it's like Caitlin Clark issue, and also like how you marketing the rest of the league. Are you figuring out ways to do it to keep people engaged? And feels like they got a little better in some areas, and somehow feels like they've backpedaled in others. With that being said, that's all I got on the WNBA. I want those guys to figure it out, because it sucks when girls want to play professional basketball, and then they're like, boy, can I live on $70,000 a year and make this my lifelong goal? Like maybe. But if you got to go overseas on that money, like, I don't know, it's tough. So you want that to be a real possibility just to grow the sport as a whole. And so far this year has been way bumpier than I think anybody could have anticipated on how they've handled most of it's been off the court stuff too. That's always been the most surprising. With that being said, Raff, I'll let you throw us to break here.
Yeah, we got to calm down. We're going to throw it to break. This is Ralph's good take on sports, 93.7 The Ticket.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are your feet just killing you and you feel like all hope is lost? Say goodbye to discomfort and hello to pain relief at Brown's Shoe Fit. They offer expert advice along with high-quality products to help you find the right solution tailored to your specific needs. Need a different width? Not a problem. Brown's carries a wide range of widths in store. Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Hi, I'm Sarai, your personal banker here at Midwest Bank. I'm proud to serve our community in English and in Espanol because everyone deserves a banker who understands them. This Hispanic Heritage Month, we're celebrating the traditions, values, and dreams that make our community strong. Whether you're opening your first account, planning for the future, or growing your business, estoy aquí para ayudarle a alcanzar sus metas. I'm here to help you reach your goals. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Hello, Husker fans. Stop into Zollner Ford Beatrice for all your automotive needs. Whether new or used, car, truck, crossover, SUV, or EV, we've got them. Shop our ever-changing specials at ZollnerofBeatrice.com or give us a call today and go Big Red. We are Zollner Ford Beatrice, Nebraska's volume dealer with the hometown service you expect.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agriculture storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post-frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
After a long, hot summer, are you ready for fall? What about your home? Is your heating system ready for cooler temperatures ahead? Call Bryant for your fall heating check. No matter what brand of equipment you own, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean and inspect your furnace or heat pump to make sure you stay warm, safe, and comfortable. Call today to schedule your home heating check. 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now through October 5th, enjoy 8-ounce USDA choice bacon wrapped sirloins for $5.88 each. All natural boneless chicken breast, $2.99 per pound. Fresh pork sausage, $2.49 per pound. And fresh salmon fillets for $9.99 per pound. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Segment number 2, Raff's good take on sports. You guys are always welcome to join in. Started him in text line. We did have, I believe, one texter over the break chimed in here on the Caitlin Clark WNBA. Says, quote, I'm not a fan of her as a person. She's a great basketball player. Most of her commercials suck, but from the logo commercial is hilarious. So even her biggest deniers agreed. She has some moments. And as a Nebraska fan, it's been a tough transition watching her just dominate the way she has, being over there at Iowa. I think Britt Prince is better. She's kind of like our Caitlin Clark.
Oh, are you saying it now?
I'll say it. She's a great ball player. Britt Prince, phenomenal. She is really good, though. I remember watching her. Well, Nick Sainert was calling the games, but we had on the TV as well. Watching her in the Nebraska playoffs, high school playoffs, she's really good, and she showed that pretty on at Nebraska. She's a fun watch. Is all I'm trying to say.
Oh, I thought you were saying that she's going to be better than Caitlin Clark. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Harrison.
Britt Prince, better season than Caitlin Clark.
There we go. You heard it here first.
Elle's got some deep bombs that she can drop. She's kind of got that same range when she's feeling it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's tough one to break into, but she's good.
Well, it looked like last year too. She was starting to get her footing. Like it looked like she was starting to realize that, yeah, I belong here. I can play here. So it's going to be interesting to see her this year, to see how her improvements, because once you get that confidence, when you know you belong, that's when your game goes to another level. I think you even saw it with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA when she first got there, maybe a little sluggish. And then all of a sudden, when she realized, like, oh, okay, I got this. And then you were seeing your 10 to 12, assists a game and starting to see the long range shots. So I think you'll see the same out of Britt Prince this year.
Yeah, and that's a good point, because early in the year, you could tell, and she was still kind of feeling it. But towards the end of the year, she not only got comfortable in the role, but realized, like, I need to be a leader. Like, I need to take over some possessions, and I need to find ways to score points here for my team. I can't just be passive, because I am one of the better offensive players on the court between all 10 players on the court right now. So I think she did have that realization. And she's also, again, just the defense part's always tough. That's going to come along. You see it in the NBA. You see it in freshmen in college. It just takes time getting used to that speed. So I think she'll be all right there. She's definitely athletic enough to keep up. But yeah, she's gonna, if she picks up where she left off, she should have a really good season coming down the stretch this year.
Yep, no doubt, no doubt. Hey, so I was just looking at the Nebraska-Michigan State game. The spread started out at 10.5. Now it's up to 11.5 Nebraska. So what is happening to the reason for that? Because Nebraska, I can remember the last time they played a Big Ten game that they've won, where they won by more than, 7 points. Seems like, going 2-score favorite. I don't know, just interesting to me.
Yeah, if it was Wisconsin, maybe. Because Michigan State to me looked good versus USC. So the 10.5, I was like, all right. And now it's 11.5. If it was Northwestern, UCLA, maybe. But even like a school like Purdue, who you might think of as like a bottom barrel Big Ten team, we don't necessarily beat those guys by 10 points, let alone 11.5. I don't know. I love Nebraska. I don't like this bet. I like the spread at all. If you were going to put money on it, I think Michigan State's pretty good. And I know we got them at home, but maybe they heard us talking about Dylan Raiola's Heisman campaign. And they're like, oh, yeah, we forgot. They got a Heisman campaign runner leading the Huskers out of the tunnel come Saturday.
That might be what it is. But then I was also looking at Michigan State's quarterback, Aiden Childs. He's having he's pretty decent season, to where you might have to start throwing him in some Heisman Trophy talk.
Well, that's why the spread's surprising to me, because he's solid. Michigan State's pretty good. They don't have the same run game that they normally do, but they can put the ball through the air, and maybe that's where Vegas is looking at what Nebraska has in the secondary, knowing that teams that don't run the ball well, that's not taking advantage of what has been shown to be Nebraska's biggest weakness. So maybe that's why the spread's going in the direction, but that's about all I could figure out, because Childs is nice. He has those numbers. He's throwing it really efficiently as well. So, like I said, 11.5 seems like a lot, but maybe they're just really anticipating Michigan State still not being able to run the ball, despite Nebraska having one of the weaker run defenses.
Yeah, no, it surprised me a little bit. I thought maybe Nebraska, like maybe 6.5, 5.5, somewhere in that region. I saw it jump to 11.5, and I was like, holy cow. We'll be playing our second and third teamers by the fourth quarter.
Easy. These spreads scare me when they get this big, because, well, in years past, how many times were we favored just to lose? We have Rutgers coming down. We're favored. We lose. We have Minnesota. We're favored. We lose. We have Michigan State. We're favored. We lose. So do what you will with them. But the fact that it's that high is the part that sticks out to me, because the examples I was throwing out, yeah, we might have been favored, but it was like 2.5, 3.5, very low scores. I don't get it. I like us at home. What do you think about it? What are we missing? That even though we're biased, we can't see what everybody else is seeing in Nebraska, if we're going to think what they're thinking.
I'd guess that they're looking at, Dylan and the way he's performed, that they're thinking that he's going to be able to continue to throw the ball well, continue to score a lot of points. And I'm assuming that they're thinking Michigan is just a lot better team than Michigan State. I guess the way you're looking at that. And then, from the outside looking in, you see Nebraska only lost by 3 points to Michigan. So
And since
I guess
beat Cincinnati by 3, but Cincinnati's showing they're a really good team as well so far.
Yeah, they beat Kansas. So I guess maybe Nebraska's earning that Vegas respect, I guess. So it's good. I'm interested to watch the game. I really want to see how Nebraska, just how that offensive line bounces back, after giving up, was it 7 sacks? So it's going to be interesting to see how they bounce back against Michigan State, because I know they're not probably the caliber of Michigan defensively, but just, going against another Big Ten school and usually when you hear about it, for the last 2 weeks, I'm sure the offensive line's heard about it. So seeing how they bounce back, and then maybe it's one of those things where, Nebraska is able to, jump on them early and just, I mean, it'd be good to have to get through this game and get a good, convincing, decisive victory.
Yeah, well, and it's another measuring stick. You couldn't take down Michigan. Can you take down Michigan State? Because after this, what is it? Yeah, Maryland, Minnesota, Northwestern, USC, UCLA, and then you get to Penn State, Iowa. But I mean, if you can take down Michigan State, all of a sudden the next 5 games after Michigan State feel even more manageable, especially if you beat the spread on it. If you do beat them by more than 11.5, if you beat them by 12, all of a sudden you're feeling great, because I mean, the rest of that schedule, you're just not overly intimidated by, outside of that USC game, because they did beat Michigan State. And then, of course, Minnesota, just for history reasons, not so much what they've done recently.
Yep. No, I think, if you're Nebraska, if you're able to get through this game, I mean, you're like we've said it even before the year started, we didn't know, what the wins and losses would look like, but we said that it's a very favorable schedule for Nebraska. If they take care of business where they need to, I mean, they're going to put themselves in a situation at the end of the year. But the key thing is you've got to take care. If you're an 11.5 point favorite, you've got to take care of business on Saturday. You can't be fumbling this game, and you can't be, and plus you can't be dropping games at home. I mean, that's the thing. Nebraska's got to get back to dominating home field. Anytime any team comes into Lincoln, it needs to be pretty much signed, sealed, and delivered that it's going to be a Nebraska victory.
Yeah, that's the one thing on Nebraska I've always had a hard time understanding. Why can't we get it done at home? We have like one of the best atmospheres.
Yep.
You don't have to be ranked. People are going to show up, and it's just, for whatever reason, we struggle to defend home field.
Yep.
And it's something I'll never fully equate as to why ours has been so lacking. Maybe it's still that confidence issue, struggling with the guys, even when they're at home, but sometimes I'll look at these away teams and seems like they're having more fun in Memorial Stadium than they are intimidated playing there. So that's always a little bit concerning. But I think if Nebraska starts winning games, I mean, you win games, all of a sudden you're to be feared, whether on the road or at home. You win a bunch of games and you're at home, now you become really intimidating. And I think that's just where, if the fans are loud, the team on the field hasn't been quite intimidating yet. And I think maybe that's the reason why it hasn't been as good. But I don't know. How many home games left here? Michigan State home, Northwestern home, USC home, Iowa at home. So you got 4 more chances to win at home. You only dropped the one to Nebraska or to Michigan. And I can tell you the last time Nebraska escaped the year with only 1 loss on home field.
Yeah, it's been a while, and that's just crazy. And I think that's the big thing. I mean, think of it this way: so they've had 4. They had one away game. Yeah, well, what? Not really an away game. It was
neutral site,
but I guess away because Cincinnati. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to take 7 or 8 home games a year, I mean that right there, that sets you up for a great season. Then you go and steal a couple on the road, and you're right where you need to be. That's it. That's why this game this weekend is huge for Nebraska. Is you just can't fumble this game. This has got to be one of those. Nebraska's got to come out opening gun and just take it.
Yeah, because those losses sneak up on you. Like, it doesn't seem like such a big deal, but you drop this one here. That's 2 games in a row that you drop. And then maybe you pick it up. But then at some point in the year, you're going to have to find a way to beat USC. And I just think that game's a little sneaky. But then Penn State and Iowa to finish the year. That's potential 2 losses right there to end the year, especially if you lose your confidence in the stretch that, unfortunately for Nebraska football, this is the stretch we lose our confidence. It's kind of been year in, year out.
And I don't want to be battling to get to a bowl game either. That's not where I want to be at, with this, where we're at right now. It can't be battling to get bowl eligible. I think we've got to supersede that, and we got to move on from that. So this is another game that once we get that whole bowl game monkey stuff off our back, then we'll be good to go. But I don't want to go down to the end of the year going, whoa, we need this victory to get bowl eligible. I don't want to be in that situation this year.
Yeah, I hope we're out of that neck of the woods. Hopefully last year, going through the bowl game and then winning the Bad Boy Mowers Bowl against Boston College. Hopefully that is gone. But, we're going to find out. If they start losing games, like I said, every time, this is always the stretch where they start racking up and no one can necessarily fully explain why. They keep it clean here. I think that monkey's off the back. And then they can go into Penn State. They can play Iowa at home with a little bit of looseness to them, knowing that the season does not end today or does not end next week. We already got that part figured out, and they can just focus on the team at hand. With that being said, though, Raff, we are up to a break. We'll throw it to break one more time on the other side. Raff's good take, as always, so don't go anywhere. We got one more segment. We'll talk to you guys in just a little bit.
Tune in to Outside the Box from 4 to 5 p.m. for everything you need to know about the Lincoln Stars. Join head coach Rocky Russo and play-by-play voice Alex Byrne as they sit down with special player guests to tell the story of the Lincoln Stars and give you all the news and notes you need from around the USHL. That's Outside the Box with the Lincoln Stars on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OakStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
Oak Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinny Krikak of State Farm Insurance.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402 888-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
A business's phone is the lifeline to its customers and potential clients. That's why it's so important that you can take calls seamlessly from anywhere, whether you're on the road or in the office. Hamilton Business Technologies can help ensure your phone rings wherever you are. We can equip your headquarters and any of its locations with the right tools for smooth, professional call handling. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we know how to keep Nebraska businesses connected. Learn more at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment right here, 93.7 The Ticket. Raff's Good Take on Sports. You guys are always welcome to join in through the Starter Heyman text line as well as the streams. But it's time for Raff's Good Take on Raff's Good Take on Sports. That's a wordful. All right, Chris Raff, all you. The floor is yours.
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to one of my favorite people. It is her birthday today. We all know her as 80's wife, but I know her as Brooker T. I want to wish a very happy birthday to Brooke Davis. Brooke, amazing mom, amazing wife, amazing daughter, amazing cook, really good cook. But Brooke, I hope you have a super happy birthday. I know you, the kids and AD went out last night, but hope you had a great birthday. You are Raff's Good Take.
Absolutely. That's a great take, especially knowing that, she's got to be around AD that much.
Yeah.
Some patience. Love the guy AD, but the preacher is stung sometimes. The sermons get a little long. No, I'm just kidding. AD's not.
The best ever is when AD goes, hey, you want to come over for dinner tonight? And I'm always like, well, I don't know. What's Brooke making? And oh my goodness, she is a chef. So it's always good having dinner at AD and Brooke's house.
Absolutely. Shout out. Yeah, man, a good chef. That's the one thing I wish I had. I just don't have the care or desire to get good in the kitchen. Anybody that can do that, I just tip my cap. Raff, are you good in the kitchen?
I don't have to be. My wonderful wife is a chef extraordinaire. So I never have to worry about eating good. She's good at what she does.
What about before the marriage?
Yeah, I'm really good with a microwave.
Air fryers. Yeah, I know it.
It's Taco Bell. Is that no? Yeah, it was a little rough sledding before marriage, but all's good now. I found myself Chef TD.
That's incredible. Yeah, I need to figure that out. I've been trying to step my game up, and then I blame DP. He gives me all this food to take home every night. I got no need to test my cooking skills because I do just need to throw it in the microwave or back in the oven because it's already been made and it's already been delivered. It's 93.7 The Ticket, and I'm just cleaning up what's left here at the shop. No, I need to grow out of it though. Like I got to the chicken and rice graduation, and then from there, I think I treated that like it was my master's degree, thinking there was nothing beyond that. It's getting a little bit bland. I need to figure out some ways to step up my game.
Well, find a wife, you're good to go.
That is true. That is true. I could do that, Raff, but that's pretty hard. It's almost harder than learning how to cook. Some might say. Maybe one day we'll get.
It only took me 50 years, so you still have plenty of time.
50 years? I'm like halfway there. I got 25 at least. No, not 25. Jeez, I wish I was 26. So not quite 24 years, but I got some time.
That's awesome.
All right,
well,
Raff.
good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. You give hope to us that are in their mid-20s that are still not there yet. So shout out to Chris and the woman.
Just hang on. You'll get there.
All right, Raff. We do got to get out of here. Any final words for the people of Lincoln, Nebraska?
Everyone, be nice to each other, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.